As you walk through the valley of the shadow of hell, you will realize that there is something ahead. Something that lurks behind the dark veil. A veil that is beyond our own comprehension. Beyond the void.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void
Horror Podcast,
episode 111. And today we're going to be doing our GravePlots episode. If you're not familiar with that, we make up a movie on the spot and do all the kills and all the characters and the story and everything on the spot, literally as we pull a name, a fake movie title out of a hat or out of our crystal skull with diamond eyes. And so you're going to want to stick around for that. That's a super creative one. Usually what we do for these, I make a fake trailer and I make a fake VHS cover or DVD cover, whatever the fuck. So lots of work on that, by the way. So I'm going to be a busy boy this weekend. So
yeah. I mentioned VHS cover to my Dutch brother's barista today, and he was like, "A what?" And I was like, "Why?
What's a DVD?
What's it?" Oh, he was like, "A what?" And I'm like, "A VHS cover." And he's like a DVD, and I'm like, "Yes."
By the way, guys, also there are brand new BTV stickers from Jars from Mars. This is an excellent way if you guys have been looking for a way to kind of help support the podcast. We basically get the stickers made through Jars from Mars, and they help share a portion of that with us to basically help the podcast stay on the air, basically. So if you are looking for a way to help us out other than donating on the website and you want a fucking kick-ass BTV vinyl sticker, you can get different colors and you can also get different sizes, and they're actually pretty cheap. And she'll send them out to you like pretty quick. So Jars from Mars, I'll put a link down below. Definitely consider it if you guys want to help out. So but other than that, how you been? What's going on with you?
Been pretty good.
Yeah?
Yep, starting a new job.
That's right, yeah.
Let's start a new job.
Can we talk about the dirty shit now?
What?
I know you are always scared about talking about hating your work.
Oh, God.
But you can do it now, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, well, we're not going to get into it, but I mean...
I can bring up my fucking hatred.
Your what?
My hatred fuels my fire.
It's almost like you're like reserved not to say anything.
I still kind of am. Yeah. It's not quite final yet.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks. I'm excited for this new venture. It's a little different, but it's really good money and a really cool company, and I'm excited.
I can tell.
So
yeah, it's awesome. Congrats, man.
Thanks.
Or dude, or
mostly excited about money.
Lady bro.
I
don't know what the fuck. I say dude like all the time, and people make fun of people who say dude or bro.
I like dude better than bro.
Yeah, I do too. I remember when I was younger, and I remember dude was like out of style.
Yeah.
Like after I'd been using it growing up.
Yeah.
And it's back. It's still here.
I like bra.
Maybe I'm just really old. Brah.
Shit fucking cracks me up. Like when I see that on like a meme or whatever, I'm like, stupid.
You said you've been catching up on some American Horror Story.
Yeah, okay, I'm hella behind, you guys, because I literally, like, Roanoke, I was talking to Alex, and we were talking about how much garbage Roanoke was for that season of American Horror Story, and when Colt came out, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to handle this, and then I found out that it was, like, purely political, and I was
we were
not into it.
I think a lot of people are a little bit of politically
well, this was
worn
like
out.
Fresh off of like the Trump election, so
right. I know, that's why everybody's like, I'm done, dude. I don't want to think about it.
And that was and that for me, I was like, nope, No, thank you.
But then I
I'm out.
started watching it too, and I need to finish it. The rest, the whole thing is on. You said Netflix now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it finally came out on Netflix, and so Mouse was like all excited because he likes that show still. Like, he didn't really like Roanoke either, but he wanted to watch Cult, so he was all stoked about it. And then we want to watch Apocalypse, which just started.
Right.
So,
we're like 2-3 episodes in now already.
Yeah. And
Well, now it'll be 4.
I came home and he was watching it, and I was like, ugh. And I went to try and do homework, and then I just kept listening to everything that was going on, and I was intrigued.
It's like you slowly get closer.
I did. Basically, I would stand and watch from the corner real quick, and then walk away, and then come back, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And so I just sat down and watched it, and I came 3 or 4 episodes in, I think, and watched the rest of it, but finished it, and I was like, holy shit. It's bonkers. Don't get me wrong. And the story jumps around all over the place. The time scale or whatever. Timetable is a little off, and it's a little weird, and it's fucked up in American Horror Story style. And, just like every other season.
Did he do the dildo hands at the end?
No, thank God. I hated that shit. And I was like, why'd you have to ruin Freak Show?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I was really excited for that one too, and that was a little, and then I was disappointed.
Yeah, me and my love of all things circus, especially classic old-timey freak show circus. I am so into that shit.
Right.
And I was super into it for the first couple seasons, or first couple episodes, and then it got fucking ridiculous, and I was like, holy balls. And then they're so good at having terrible finales. I feel like every finale of every season just kind of sucks.
Right.
Except for Murder House. That one was all right, but...
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't put them in order anymore because I haven't watched them in forever. But I like the first 2, I know.
Yeah, Murder House is the first one.
Yeah, a lot of people were really unhappy with the Asylum one, the second one.
I hated that season,
but
too.
I thought it was better than, I love the whole scene where she's, singing. I know it sounds weird, but,
I like that one.
I thought it was perfect. Everybody doing the dance and everything was what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But then I, watched it again, and then I watched it again, and I was like, this is really kind of cool, actually.
No, the best part about that season was
what?
Ian McShane's cameo.
Oh, you and Ian McShane.
Fucking love him. Well, he was the dopest, scariest Santa Claus in the world. Jesus. He was so fucking terrifying, and I'm like, ugh.
Well, I watched, me and Christina finished Maniac.
Oh, yeah, that's the one with, oh my God, what is his name?
Jonah Hill.
Yes.
And Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, yeah.
Yeah, which is surprising. I don't really like her, but she was good in this.
I like her. What is it about?
I don't want to, it's really hard to explain.
Well, yeah, I can't figure it out.
One, I don't want to spoil it, but 2, it's essentially about a couple of people or a large group of people who are going, it's like an alternate world.
Okay.
It's everything's permanently stuck in the 80s.
Sweet.
And but they're advanced technologically in certain areas. They're really into robotics and medicine and weird shit like that. And they're trying to figure out a cure for people who are mentally having troubles of any sort, whether it's depression or anything. And it's kind of what's that fucking movie with Jim Carrey and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? It's very similar to that in a lot of ways, only it's hard to explain. It's very weird and surreal, and it's actually kind of sentimental, which is kind of a weird, for some people, but I honestly think it's a really good show. We really enjoyed it. By the end,
check it out.
First 2 episodes, I was like, and then I watched the rest, and I was like, okay, cool. Gets really good.
That's good. A bunch of the fall shows that we really like just obviously started back up, so now we're drowning in TV.
And I also watched Extremity by Anthony DiBlasi, which I have a review sitting, but I've been so fucking busy trying to clean this house. We're getting an appraisal done, and we're going nuts. So I haven't even had the time to edit it. And I'm second guessing my review and shit. So I may watch it again and then do a review later, guys. So if you're interested, I will. I don't want to spoil it and say whether I liked it or not.
Damn it!
So
I want to know.
There's mixed feelings on it, but there is some really amazing stuff in it. I'll just say that.
It looks interesting. So.
But other than that, guys, I think what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and jump into our GravePlots, and we're going to go ahead and do that
right fucking now.
right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and kick it off with our GravePlots segment, which is an exercise in creativity, and it always scares the shit out of us because it puts us on the spot to make up a movie on the spot.
Yeah. Hard.
It can be very hard, yes.
It's hard, bruh.
Sometimes you just got to let go of your babies, you know, your ideas, and just, like, run with it. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I get it in my head where it's like when we start coming up with shit, and I just, like, want to run with it. Like, I don't even care where
it goes.
Yeah, like, I don't care if we fuck it up.
How many
like,
walls it hits on its way out.
I try to be as creative as we can, but we get, like, 45 minutes to an hour to do this, guys.
I hope you pick a fan submission. I like those.
But let me explain how it works. So what we have here is a crystal skull with diamond eyes. Inside the crystal skull with diamond eyes are fake movie titles that we will pull out, and we trade back and forth every time we do this. And the fake title will give us... We have no idea what the movie is going to be about. We just have the title. So based on the title alone, we come up with all the characters, a story that kills everything all at once. Then I, of course, if I wrote the name, I can't say anything about what the movie's going to be. She can pitch her idea, and if I'm like,
no,
I can pitch my idea to her too if I think about it, and if she likes mine, we can go with that. But if she doesn't, then we pretty much just stay. So I'm gonna pull it out right now.
Let it be a fan thing.
Yeah, we do have fan submissions, guys. So
submit more, people.
Yes, if you guys are listening now, submit one of your things. You can go one or two, submit them on our website at longlivethevoid.com. We usually do horror shots too. We won't be doing that today because we don't know what the fucking movie's about. All right, this is a listener submission. This one is called Ouija Cop.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yes.
Ouija Cop?
This is from Blues, who is one of our listeners who actually always writes us and tells us what he thinks of each of the GravePlots. That's like one of his favorite things. I think it's a he. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But Blues, thanks for submitting.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, I think it gives us room to kind of like do some different stuff. But yeah, Ouija Cop. I'm sure he's been waiting for that one to pop up, so...
There's like two different directions that instantly came into my brain.
Yeah, like I think of like kind of silly, but also like kind of dark. Like it could be like a comedy, because how do you take Ouija Cop and
not make it a comedy?
It just, in my mind, it makes me think of a comedy in a way, but it doesn't have to be, but I think it would be fun.
So first idea that I have is a police officer, detective, whatever, right? But essentially he uses the Ouija board to like guide his decisions and what he does. Okay. So he trusts like the spirits. So maybe he's just like a super spiritual fucking person or whatever. So he trusts the spirits to guide him in solving this case or something. Okay. Or other idea is it's a group of kids that are summoning the spirit of some police officer, and they're maybe completing shit that he never got to do before he died. Maybe he died in like the super fucked up way, investigating a case or helping them with something or whatever, and he died, and then they keep bringing him back like through his spirit, talking to him through the Ouija board. Oh my god, tell me your idea.
I got an idea. Okay, it just came to me. Okay, now I don't know how this would happen, but like through what you were saying and what I was thinking about. So okay, what is a Ouija board? It is a way to contact the spirits, right?
Yeah.
What if he is the board?
Like his spirit's in the board?
Yeah, so spirits talk through him, and
he's the board.
So like
he's like, well,
I don't mean like he's a board and people put the monocle or the fucking planchette on his chest or anything like that. But what if?
Oh, not like a physical Ouija
like
board.
Somehow the board and him kind of like are of one, and so spirits can kind of come through him at any given time.
Yeah, I like that. It's not so literal.
Right. Yeah. Like well, it is kind of literal because he's like Ouija board, like a Ouija board. Yeah. But he's a Ouija cop.
Right. But he's not literally using a Ouija board.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I was at my first thought was like, well, maybe he like busts into a place where these kids are like practicing Satanism, like the most typical kind.
It's kind of like Medium, though. Did you ever see that show?
What?
Medium? It was like a super fucking good television show that was on for a long time. She was like spirits talked through her. She saw spirits or whatever, and she worked with the police department and solved crimes. But she was a citizen. She wasn't an actual detective.
But do spirits actually get inside of her and talk?
She sees them. No, they don't get inside of her.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah. Ooh,
I'm saying
like
that
they take over.
They come through his body, almost like, have you ever seen Bill and Ted Bogus Journey, where they jump into their dads, or they jump into the...
I literally just saw Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure for the first time.
Are you fucking serious?
Like 2 months ago. Yeah.
Okay, so like what happens, I don't mean literally like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, but I just mean like every now and then he'll be in a room and maybe he does see them, and sometimes he tries to get away from them because he fucking hates it, because he just feels icky every time they like get in him.
He's not in control of his own body.
Right. And so sometimes there's like crazy ghosts, sometimes there's funny ghosts, sometimes, so it's almost like he's got multiple personality disorder.
I like that.
But something changes about him. Maybe his eyes go white, and then like some of them talk really
different,
like maybe like the wind blows around him or something like that. They're like, oh shit, John's like fucking you know, like John, and everybody just kind of
does everyone know?
Right. Like, I think it's kind of funny. It'd be funny like if a Ouija Cop was like, if he, like, it's hard for me not to make this a comedy. I'm sorry.
Oh, well,
like,
it is.
Because, like, in my mind, I think of so many funny fucking ideas right now. Like, I would think it would be funny if, like, people were just kind of used to it and kind of annoyed by it.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, always surprised by it. But there's a few people that get really surprised by it. Some people that are, like, try to, like, manipulate it a little bit. They're like, yo, dude, a Ouija Cop! You know? But yeah, like, I think it would be funny if like some spirits are able to contact through him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's got to be some sort of catch to it a little bit. Like, we can't just, like, I think it would be funny.
Well, I think the perfect catch is that it could be anyone, like any spirit, whether it's a bad person or a good person.
So I think the movie should start out like a bunch of kids, like these like really stereotypical satanic worshipers, and they're doing the Ouija board and stuff. But it's like they're not even real Satanists or anything like that. They're just like kids trying to be cool and dark, try to act like their club it's like a dark club, and like they knock on the door and they bust in, and like he's like, all right, put the fucking board down or whatever. They're like, where's the fucking drugs? And then like the cop gets embraced by a darker spirit who's pissed off or something like that, and it like
he was communicating and he got cut off or something. Yeah.
I think it would be kind of funny, but like every time one comes into him, it's not like just so quick. Some of them are quick, some of them are like really dramatic.
Well, I feel like in order to make that like kind of explain how he ends up getting this ability will work with that story, because maybe these kids are trying to like talk to a fucking spirit and they end up opening some fucking gateway or whatever, and then this evil spirit gets into him, and then now he's a portal. He ends up becoming this,
that's
like,
what
portal.
I mean. Like, since you use the Ouija board to talk to other spirits, he becomes sort of
that's what happens.
A Ouija
He's
board
like
of
the
his
first
own.
person to come in and break that connection.
Yeah,
so
you don't
he
need
gets stuck with this like spirit, and then he becomes this gateway.
Yeah, I don't want it just to be one. I want it to be multiple.
Well, yeah, for sure.
And there's got to be some sort of like...
There's some way to close it, but we don't know how.
Yeah, there's got to be some like side story. There's also got to be... Maybe you can like unfold as to why he gets this ability or something like that. You know, when he was younger, he was like... I don't know, something. Maybe he spilled, like, he cut his hand on a board once or something.
A Ouija board?
So stupid.
He fell on a planchette.
What is it, like Spider-Man or something? You know, the Ouija board
gets bit
cut
by
him.
A spider.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, he cut the side of his hand.
Yeah.
Maybe his mom made him break it because he was doing it, and she was, like, super Christian.
Super religious, yeah.
Yeah, and when he broke it, like, a piece of the wood went into his hand, and, like, I know this sounds ridiculous, but...
Yeah, whatever. That works.
Blues is probably like, God damn it, why do you always fuck him up?
This is not the idea.
Hey, you gave us the power, Blues, all right?
This is a good one, too. I like it.
I think it'd be fun. But we got to think of, like, different times. Like, so what happens when he busts into this drug... These kids who sell a lot of, like,
this
ecstasy.
Motherfucker to, like, kick the door in and be like, sup, motherfuckers, where the drugs at?
Maybe they're, like, all meth heads or something like that, and they're, like, sitting there trying to be edgy, like, playing the Ouija board, and they're, like, all ultra dramatic. And then, like, they bust in, and maybe one of the ghosts that comes into them is, like what kind of ghost or spirit would come into him?
Well, it depends. Like, who are they trying to summon?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's just somebody. Whatever most abstract thing you could think of. You know what I mean? Like, while they're on the board, and he's like, "All right, guys, you got to freeze, get up against the wall," and they're like, "Whoa," you know. And then I don't know. Like, I just like think of like a quirky old man or something, like,
that'd be cute.
Gets into him. You know what I mean? And starts talking to one of the kids. He's like, what the fuck are you doing math? I've been trying to talk to you this fucking board, you know, like, and he's like, what the fuck? Dad?
Dad?
or his grandfather or some
Yeah.
shit like that, you know? I just think it would be funny.
That would be funny.
So what would he say to him, though? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, maybe he just like takes on the spirit of this kid's dad or grandpa and starts fucking cursing out one of them in general and smacks him around a little bit. And it's like,
I think the air should swirl around him and stuff, and then his eyes like go white.
white. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be funny. And then you know some shit's happening. And then he starts talking like an old dude.
I think it would also be funny that this cop, his partner's always like, he has a new partner all the time.
I want him to be like,
Yeah, like, so the new guy, they
he just
put
goes,
the
God damn it.
yeah, they put a new guy on it, so it's like he's like surprised by it in the very beginning that opens it up.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, God damn it, Michael, what the fuck? Who you wearing eyeshadow? Like, Jesus Christ, you're fucking drinking fake blood and fucking trying to smoke meth? Like, you know, like whatever the fuck. It is his grandfather. He's like, what are you doing over here? We raised you to fucking have a nice home. And what? I sound like Adam Sandler there.
A little bit, yeah.
So, and
You're
then
on the track to go to college.
and then it's like Ouija Cop, you know, like on a screen and no, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
So what do you guys think so far? Sorry,
That's pretty great.
I think it's fun. You know,
think it's
like
fun.
it could be a fun. You know what? It kind of reminds me tonally a little bit, just a tiny bit. Is Slice just a little?
Oh, yeah.
You know, humor wise,
Tone-wise,
a little bit.
yeah. I get that.
Because it's like, and it's an alternate reality, so, but people kind of treat it normal in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think a lot of the cops at the station
I really love that
are
movie.
kind of like weirded out by it a little bit, but they're like, Jesus Christ, he's doing it again.
Yeah, they're weirded out, but they're used to it. Like it's all just meh.
It's almost like nervous Tourette's tics. Like, you know what I mean? Like, God damn it, Margaret, where's the fucking coffee? He's like, and he's just like shaking his hand with a donut in it. He's like, I'm sorry. Like,
Because I feel like it should just happen at random times throughout the day. Like
Right.
even just for like a split second.
like while he's on the beat, you know what I mean?
He
Like,
always turns into different people.
yeah, maybe like even like he's like got a guy who he's like frisking, and like it like he gets haunted by a spirit that's a like prostitute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ooh, honey, where's your money? And he's like, it could be like some like, it doesn't even have to be a female. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but like maybe you sort of see that character in him
I just see
when
him
he
like,
changes.
Yeah, I just see him like reading someone like their Miranda rights, and then all of a sudden he changes languages.
Oh, I think it would be good that while the person is in him, he stands beside them.
Like as himself.
Yeah, but they see him as him. He is like
He sees the actual
yeah,
spirit.
he becomes the spirit in a way,
I like
watching himself.
That's
or
cool.
this ghost who's like usually like I really want them to be kind of like really slimy almost and like
Yeah, they should be gross.
like gross. But like you can still see like they're wearing like the
You can still like tell who they were.
right, but
Yeah.
everything's in like a little dulled down tone a little bit, and they're kind of gross. I don't want to compare it to Frighteners, but similar.
Yeah, they should definitely be gross.
Yeah.
And,
But
like,
I think it's funny, like he's like
zombies.
standing beside them and he can't do
I
anything.
just want him to be like, no, Brenda.
Yeah,
Like-
you're really gonna
like
do this to me now?
He knows
Shut
who
up,
they
honey.
are. Yeah, he like knows who they are somehow or something, and he can talk to them. And
I think it would be funny if there was like some sort of like gay guy prostitute who like takes over his body while he's getting frisking another guy
it'd be funny.
or whatever like that, and he's like, "Ooh, honey," like.
Is that a nightstick in your pocket? Or you're just happy to see me.
Well, it would be the perp.
Reverse,
The
yeah.
perp, yeah. But then
Or
the
else-
other guy's like, really? Are you really going to get me fired on my job? Like, sorry, honey. You know, like, I don't know. I think
Sorry,
it'd be
honey.
funny.
You know how long I've waited to do this?
So there's got to be like an ultimate place where this goes, though. Like, maybe he's getting infected by demonic spirits, or maybe he gets infected by one that won't leave him alone. So it always jumps into him all the time and is like trying to take it over. Should he be able to see the spirits before they do it, or should he only see them when they actually jump into him?
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of him being able to see them.
Well, I mean, when they take over his body, he definitely sees them.
Well, yeah, but I mean prior to. But then at
Yeah.
the same time, I'm like, why? Why would he need to? You know what I mean? But
It would
then
be more
gives
of
us
a
the opportunity-
surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe it just happens, and that way it would be. I think it works a little bit better than so he doesn't know
Right.
whenever
Like-
it's going to happen. Otherwise, he'd have the ability to kind of control it.
Yeah. Maybe, like, he starts to learn to be able to take over his body, and there's, like, a situation where they keep fighting over his body.
Yeah, he
like,
starts to gain control.
That would be funny, like, you know, to have, like, a situation.
Like a Jim Carrey fighting himself in the bathroom situation.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
I'm kicking my own ass. What's it look like? Fucking hilarious.
Was that Liar?
Yes, I love that movie. It was a great fucking movie. The pen is blue.
So what would be the ultimate goal, though? Like, is there some sort of evil that's taking over? Is there some sort of drug ring, and he has to beat the drug ring? And, like, like some sort of, like, big... There's got to be something big towards the end that he... Is it more about, like... Because I don't want to do just, like, oh, there's an evil thing happening, and they got to take it over.
Yeah.
It could be more like, hey, there's this big fucking, like, slave ring of, like they're trying to, like, prostitute people, and he's trying to help them, you know, solve the murder in, like, as a cop, but he keeps getting taken over by all these other people, and maybe that's how he finds out about it, is that one of the ghosts who keeps taking over his body lets him know that she or he or whoever was like in a ring or something, you know what I mean? Like,
so
and
the victim to that.
Yeah, they were like enslaved by, like, some sort of fucking mafia sort of. I don't want to say mafia, but, you know.
Yeah, it could be like a sex trafficking ring.
Exactly.
And that's how she died, and, you know.
So he tries
so does
to,
he get, like, stronger every time a person takes over him?
Is that too heavy of a concept, though, for a comedy, though? I mean, because, like, you don't want to make jokes about...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so maybe it should be a little more mundane.
A little more light.
Like more drug...
drug trafficking.
Right, yeah.
So she was like a mule?
Right, but, like, maybe he even gets their abilities as far as, like, you know, how strong they were in their past life, or how, you know what I mean? So, like, maybe a big dude comes into him, and, like, he's able to kick everybody's ass. Mm-hmm. But normally he wouldn't be able to, you know what I mean? So that'd be kind of interesting. Where do we go from there? So, like, drug ring, you think?
Yeah, I think drug ring's a safe bet.
Because I don't want to be like... Funny. Yeah, you don't want to, like...
Keep it light.
Yeah, I mean, sex trafficking. They did do it in Low Life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they did.
That was pretty funny.
It's a pretty hot button issue, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care. I'll push the fucking limit a little bit here.
Actually.
But I think we'd have more material if we just, like, kept it open a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. So where do we go from here, Brittany?
So, do we know yet?
I've been dropping some hot creative bombs on you.
Does he know yet, like, about the ring?
Well, we can get it there. I'm just trying to think of, like, the objective or the goal so that we can work towards it. Mm-hmm. Like, if we kind of know where we're headed, we can kind of fill in the spots.
Do we think he's mainly just been, like, a regular, like, beat cop, and then all of a sudden he gets taken over by this spirit that has all this insight on this drug ring, and then they end up making him, like, in charge of this whole ordeal to, like, break, you know, basically be like a lead detective kind of, like, on this case to try and solve this major drug ring, because he's able to contact these people in a different way.
Right, yeah.
So he's almost like an informant.
Yeah, he's kind of, like, figuring out what's going on through all the people that have died, as well as the people who are alive. So when they come into his body, he gets information from them, talking to him on the side and stuff, you know. I think it would be kind of funny. Like, we could add some stuff in there, like, you know, when he's peeing, or he's taking a shit or something like that, and a ghost takes him over, and I don't know, just weird shit like that. But it'd be interesting to figure out what kind of ghosts he encounters, like, what types. Like, we already said a big guy, so maybe it was like
big buff bodybuilder.
Yeah, it was like a big bodybuilder. He's really not too intelligent, you know.
Male escort.
I think also, like,
junkie.
Maybe there's like a female pimp.
That'd be sweet.
You know what I mean? That was like Foxy Brown style, like, you know, like, but she's got, like, an attitude, and she, like, knows a lot of information, but she wants to get laid, and so the only way she's gonna give him information is if he has sex with another guy or something like that. While she's in him or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It'd be kind of funny, but, like, he always rejects it, and he's like, no, you're not gonna do that to me. It's like she wants to have sex with somebody. It doesn't matter who it is. I don't know. I'm just thinking of different characters.
Yeah.
Different ghosts that can enter him. That sounds dark.
Enter him. Spread your cheeks, motherfucker.
He entered my body. So, what are the characters that we got? I'm going to write this down.
Okay. Male escort.
Male, well, prostitute.
Yeah, escort. Same thing.
That's different. One's on the street, one's not.
Prostitute. Hooker.
Okay.
Bodybuilder. Lady pimp.
Lady pimp, that's right, yeah.
Foxy
Maybe
Brown.
the lady pimp and the male prostitute know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
a
interesting.
Connection. Junkie.
Oh, okay, junkie. Yeah, he's always getting, like, messed up ones. What if there's, like, a really, like, super white...
Well, I think if, like, the part where you said if we're going to have him, like, taking a shit, should be, like, some rich white girl that, like, takes over his body in that moment. She, like, freaks out. Like, oh, my God, where are we?
Well, she had to have seen them.
What?
Like, she would to get into his body, right? Wouldn't?
Oh.
So we'll have a white princess type girl, right?
Yeah.
Like, she's probably, like, 22 or something like that and died.
Mm-hmm. And then we need, like, the criminals in the drug ring.
Oh, that's another thing. What if he kills somebody and then they try to enter his body? Do you know, like a criminal? Mm-hmm. So they there's times where it really works against him.
That could be like towards the middle.
Right. So
when he first tries to make a bust in this drug ring, and he shoots one of the drug.
He's like, no, don't kill him. Boom.
Yeah, one of the drug fucking pushers or whatever, dealers.
Okay, so we got quite a few different types of characters. So we got a male prostitute, bodybuilder, lady pimp, junkie, white princess type girl who's like super white, like in the whitest way possible. Yeah, like
basically.
I almost feel like she shouldn't even like cuss. There's this, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, excuse you.
Yeah. Excuse you.
Maybe she's like even a Christian, like, she still believes, but she's stuck on Earth. And she's like, God just wanted me to stay to try to help out.
Yeah.
We're
going to help usher his children towards the right light.
Right.
Towards the right path.
I was going to say the right light. Crime.
Whatever. The white one instead of the red one.
Crime. So we got the crime bad guy. Okay, so now where do we head from here? So who's the big bad guy who's running this fucking drug trafficking and some on the side some sex trafficking a little bit too?
His name is Rocco.
Rocco. Okay.
Rocco's modern.
And what's the cop's name?
Our cop, Hank.
Hank. Okay.
It's a cop name.
Okay. And so Rocco is what is he selling? Like PCP. I wonder, like, should it PCP really?
Yeah, because then they can have an epic PCP battle at the end of it.
Maybe he just likes PCP a lot.
Just likes
and
it.
He sells a lot of cocaine. He's like, nah, man, I never touched this stuff.
Let's make him do heroin. Let's do
heroin. Okay.
Yeah. Cocaine is like,
Yeah, all right.
That's not something they're gonna push as hard as like cocaine or like a big drug. Or I mean,
okay, yeah.
They're not gonna push cocaine as hard as they would like heroin for like
right.
drug ring.
Yeah, well, because that kills people a lot more
easily. Yeah.
Trust me. No,
everyone does cocaine, so that's how cops do their job. Cocaine.
Cocaine.
Everyone's tired.
So okay.
A little bump.
So Rocco's obviously got some like guys that are next to him. Maybe one stupid one, maybe one real serious guy who's like
They're like the Three Stooges.
He's like the hitman, like the one that like the hitman and the dumb guy. The dumb guy thinks he's in charge, but the other guy
the
always
hitman and the stooge.
He always cleans up his mess, you know what I mean? But because he's like somehow related to Rocco.
Perfect.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like his cousin.
Right. And they both, even like Rocco and the hitman guy, who's like John Wick style fucking bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They both know that they're just kind of letting him, do something. So when it really comes down, push comes to shove, like the hitman's always trying to like, but he works for that guy. So what is the hitman's guy's name is? Ace.
Blade.
Can we call him Ven?
Ven? Yeah, I like that.
Ven, the hitman. Ven. And then, who's the other guy? It's got to be some silly name with a Y or something, you know what I mean?
Why a Y?
How about just Tommy?
Tommy.
Stewie. Tommy's the goofball fucking stooge. All right. So we got a list of characters.
Willie. Let's call him Willie.
Jesus. It always sticks with you, huh, Brittany?
Always.
Lots of dicks in her life.
Didn't talk about one yet.
Well, so we're talking about it now.
Gotta get it in an episode somehow. Flashes this Willie to everyone on the street.
Oh, my God. Okay, so Hank the cop maybe had one of his partners die because of an incident with him. So he was on probation, and he's got a new guy with him, a newbie, one of the new cops on the beat with him. It's his partner, and we'll call that It could be a girl or a guy. I don't care.
Let's make it a girl.
Yeah? Okay. What do you want?
Rosa.
Rosa. We got it.
We're
So
gonna model her
Rosa.
after Rosa Diaz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's a badass bitch.
Rosa's the partner. Okay. So after the incident in the beginning where the goth kids are doing like their drug,
Why they gotta be goth kids?
they're like the underling.
Can't they just be hipsters?
I just think it's funny that way. You know what I mean? And then like because he's like, oh, why are you wearing what are you wearing? Eyeshadow for? We spent all this time trying to help you and your family.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
I can't do
Michael,
voices,
why
so.
the hell are you wearing eyeshadow?
God damn it.
Snorting heroin off people's chests and doing Ouija.
Doing the Ouija.
Every time I try to talk to you through the board, you fucking...
Now you really sound like Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Oh, it's water boy. No, I can't do it.
The medulla oblongata.
So
said.
then it's like... And then somehow, then it's like Ouija Cop, and then next
Ouija Cop.
Yeah, I think it's funny like that.
It should be like that. It's excellent. It should be like,
Or it'll be like,
it smokes across the screen.
like the Ouija comes in all like smoke, and then the cop is like, bam,
Yeah,
like
like a gunshot.
Well, not just like a gunshot, like metal.
I was gonna say it's all metal with the holes in it.
RoboCop,
Stupid. I like it.
Okay, so next scene, they're all sitting in the the room where the cops sit to talk about
the precinct.
Yeah, at the precinct. No, I mean like they do
like
a meeting,
boardroom.
like right before they go out. They're like, okay, guys, this is what you got to be doing today.
Briefing. They're doing a briefing.
The mayor's looking to find this heroin dealer, and we got to do something about it soon. They're putting the pressure down on us, gentlemen and ladies.
It's all
like
one
he's kind
lady.
of
And lady.
No.
And Rosa.
It would be lots of ladies, really, but you know. What I mean. But I think it'd be funny if one's like, and lady, or something like that.
If she says it, his partner.
Yeah. What's their last names? So we got Hank and Rosa.
Hank
You said Rosa Diaz, really? You want that one?
I said Hank the Third.
No.
No, not Rosa Diaz. That's the character's name from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
What if he's got like two first names, like Hank Parker?
Parker's a normal last name.
Nobody ever calls anybody their first name when they're cops. Yeah.
It's always the last name.
It's just like that in the military, you know what I mean? Like Sanchez.
So Parker and Gonzalez.
Okay.
No, Rios. Rios. I like Rios.
Rosa Rios?
Rosa Rios.
Rios.
Rios and Parker, those work.
So they're sitting at they're talking about this drug ring and they've good job finding one of the lower tiers there to fucking Parker over here. He did a good job, fucking Parker. You got a new fucking partner out there on the fucking beat, and it's gonna be fucking Rios. And everybody's like, ho ho, yeah. You're in for a treat. And they're all like, yeah, good luck out there, huh?
To her or him?
Yeah, to her.
To her.
Like, and she's just like, she doesn't have any clue.
She like new?
Yeah, she's
right,
she's like fresh.
Out of the academy.
Like, you're gonna have to teach her the ropes, Parker. They're in Boston, apparently. All right, Parker, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna fucking show her the fucking ropes. Don't get fucking weird, all right? All right.
Don't get fucking weird.
Try not to piss on any ghosts there, Parker.
She's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Anyway, so Rios is kind of like confused, and then they go out on the street, and he's like, so where are you from? He's kind of
trying to make small talk.
Yeah, he's a little bit downtrodden. He doesn't really care. He's not real happy about having a partner because he doesn't want to fucking deal with it. He's like, she's like real legit, like straight, like, yes, sir, yes. And he's like, you don't have to call me fucking sir, all right? I'm your fucking partner, all right? Just let's fucking figure this shit out.
I ain't your boss, I'm your partner.
Yeah, I'm your fucking partner. And Mark Wahlberg plays him.
Yeah.
No.
Perfect.
It would be a good, who would be good is,
Mark Wahlberg.
No. Who would be a good guy for him to play Hank?
Keanu Reeves.
Fuck no, dude, no. You're grabbing all the, like, big ones. Like, maybe, like, Sam Rockwell or... Nah, he didn't play, like, a really downtrodden kind of guy. It's got to be just weird.
Steve Buscemi.
No.
Fucking hilarious.
Jesus Christ.
He said he had to be weird. Who's the dude that plays
Trying to stay away from Adam Sandler.
Who's the dude that plays Kylo Ren?
Oh god.
Adam
No, but he's got to be
Driver.
older. He's got to be older.
Makeup, bro.
Oh,
Make
you
him
know
look
who
older.
it could be? Who was that guy in the Legion? Remember the movie Legion? Who plays one of the angels?
Yeah. Holy shit, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Kevin Durand.
Oh, I love him. Okay.
Yeah, I think he would
Yeah,
be.
he's the dude that's in he's in The Strain. He's the rat
Right.
the rat guy.
The rat guy, yes.
I like that dude.
So Kevin Durand would be a really good cop for that because
He'd
he's
be
like about the
perfect.
same age. He's a very serious kind of guy in
And
a
he's
way.
hot.
And he's like kind of silly sometimes when he wants to be in some movies, I think.
Perfect. I like him.
I just had to put it in my head.
Yeah, to
like
me,
now I
he's-
can kind of like paint it a little bit better.
Yeah, perfect.
Fuck, now we're not going to have him in the fucking video, in the trailer that I make. I'll have to use pictures of him.
You have to now, yeah.
Yeah.
Set yourself up for that.
I know, I fucked myself on that shit.
Well, I'm pretty sure he plays a cop in something.
How am I going to make a trailer about this? Jesus Christ.
It's gonna be fun for you.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Well, if you can't, you can't.
Yeah, well, I'll try my best. Okay, so they're driving down the road. They get a call on the radio. Like, they've been talking back and forth, and he's like, you don't have to fucking call me your fucking sir, all right? I know you're fresh out of the fucking... This is your first beat, but you fucking stick close to me, kid, and don't fucking be surprised if I get weird, all right?
Why does everyone keep saying you're gonna get weird? Why are
Yes.
you gonna get weird?
Yeah, what do you mean? What does everybody mean about this weird thing? Like, well, it's not going to come as too much of a surprise here, but, yeah, I talk to ghosts and shit.
The fuck you mean you talk to ghosts?
Like, it just happens. It's like a kind of a thing. You know the Ouija boards? Well, I'm kind of like one, but I'm a Ouija cop, you know?
Like the shit we used to use at the sleepovers and shit when I was a kid.
Yeah.
One of those. Do you do
Oh,
light as
yeah.
a feather, stiff as a board too?
Oh, yeah, that shit's all fake. She doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
Like, she just thinks it's
I
stupid.
don't know. My Boston accent switches all over the place to like I can't.
Well, I don't think she should.
I don't accent.
I think she should be, like, straight-laced, like, no accent,
yeah,
like...
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Because if I have to pretend to be her, I can't. My accent's gonna be all over the fucking place.
All right, so they get their first call. Where do they go?
To
Oh, well, no, there's a guy on the street who, like, some sort of perp that's like...
oh fuck yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Robber. He robbed someone. He robbed a grocery store.
Yeah, okay.
Tried to rob a grocery store. He tried to steal some fucking like Boston baked chickens or something. I don't know.
And she's all gung-ho about
I don't know what a Boston baked chicken is, but
Rosa Rios is
Rios.
is like so into it.
yeah.
Like she's like, all right, and he's like, whoa, slow your fucking Jesus Christ! She's gonna fucking get herself killed on the first fucking day, and then he like.
It's just a simple robbery. Calm
he's-
down.
She's chasing after him, right, to prove herself, and then he goes around the block and then slips out and trips the guy as he's running out of an alleyway, and he fucking hits his head on a pole or
It's all
some
like,
shit.
next stick. Blah, drop.
Right. So then they drag him into the alleyway, and they're like, "Yeah, what are you doing over here, buddy? What are you doing, huh?" And then that's when the fucking male prostitute gets into
Because they're in
him.
an alley.
Yeah.
Perfect. Like Skid Row.
and then he's like, and she doesn't know what's going on really because she didn't believe
He
it.
starts to touch him inappropriately.
Right? Yeah. Like, do you think that's appropriate, honey? Don't even worry about it. You don't even need to
You
worry
got anything
about
that's gonna stick me? Anything that's gonna hurt me? Because you know I'm into that.
All right. At first, I think he needs to be really super aggressive with the guy. And like, what do you think you're
Overly
doing around
aggressive,
here?
yeah.
You're trying to fucking... Clearly, they're in Boston, by the way, guys.
Yeah, according to Alex's accent.
Yeah, I gotta fucking do this shit. You know what I mean? Gotta let it out. So anyway, fucker's trying to get away. He trips him, hits his head on a fucking pole. Motherfucker fucking throws him up against the wall, starts patting him down. You got any fucking guns and shit? You're like, what are you doing? And then he's like, ugh. And all of a sudden, the like,
Switches.
yeah, the air starts blowing around him, and she's like, what's going on?
Parker, what's wrong with your eyes?
Yeah. Like his head goes up, and then it's like, ooh,
Turns
honey.
into a water buffalo.
She's like, yeah, do you got any special drugs on you or anything? Or what's going on?
What about up in this tight little buns?
Yeah.
Hiding something up there?
How much money you got on you, sweetie? Who am I kidding? I don't even need that.
How much time you want? Half an hour? Hour? We can do 10 minutes. It's fine.
So and the guy's like, yo, what the fuck? What are you doing? Like,
Yeah. And then cue
what's your
Rios.
badge number? What's your badge
Your
number,
badge
honey?
number, sweet cheeks. And you get Rosa like, Parker, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, and then Parker, so you see Parker, this is the time where you see Parker standing aside of him, self, like in a way.
Like this.
Yeah, like he's like, Jesus fucking Christ. I
Forehead in his hand. Why?
And maybe he knows this male prostitute, like, because it's entered him before.
Sugar. Why are you trying to cost me my job right now?
Sugar Bear, please fucking get out of my fucking body. I got a fucking new partner here. Oh, Sugar, you got it. No worries. Yeah.
Sorry.
And somehow he convinces him to get out. He's like, look, somehow, I don't know what would be a funny way. I mean, is there anything?
I'd just be like, you're freaking my partner out.
Right.
And he just pans to her and she's like,
yeah.
Oh, what the fuck do I do? Like, maybe get in the radio, like, I've got a situation here.
Yeah.
Need some backup.
So like maybe they figure it out. They're taking him to the station, to drop him off and get processed and shit like that. And she's like, yeah, about that. You often get handsy with some of the perps out there.
Do you usually molest the perps?
Yeah.
Is this a common thing with you? Is that what everyone means by you get weird?
He's like, hey, pump the fucking SJW brakes, all right? Just fucking calm the fuck down. I'm just fucking... I told you it's the ghost. I didn't see any ghosts.
Yeah, what ghost? The hell are you talking about?
He entered my body. What, like sexually?
Like sexually? Like what?
That's a tough question right there, actually, because he kind of sometimes makes me feel that way.
I don't quite know.
It's hard to explain, and then so they take him in. Now there's another. After they drop him off and everything, they go back out on the thing or something. Maybe something happens in the station where they hear about something and it happens, and then they go out to fucking investigate it or anything, and then they're teasing her again, like, yeah, how was your first time out there, huh? You having a good time? Huh, Paco? You teaching in a fucking ghost ropes? And they're all making fun of him and shit. So what happens next? Now we got to get a clue. Maybe that perp is actually has a particular brand of that heroin or whatever, like a big bag, and he's like, where the fuck did you get this? Before they take him back to the station. Yeah. They're like, where the fuck did you get this? From Mr. fucking Mr. Rocco goes by a different name, obviously, for the drug ring or whatever, so that they don't tie two and two together. Yeah, it could be Mr. Driftoff or something. I don't even know. Sailboat man.
Sailboat man.
Let's drift off, huh? Let's pump the fucking... Anyway. So what happens there? So, like, he gets the... We gotta progress this as quick.
How about now he, like, comes across the dead chick? They called to the scene of a fucking, like, accident that they think is maybe...
Here's an idea. Remember we were saying that he doesn't see them until they enter him? Maybe he's seeing them. He sees one, and it's this girl. And he thinks that she's, like, maybe,
Real?
like, she could be, like, he thinks she's a criminal because he keeps seeing her in all these places. And, like, he's like, hey, you need to stop at some point in time. And then she's, like, not there, like, all the time. She, like, drifts into a window or a building or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of might be an interesting, like, addition. So, like, he's, like, really interested in her because, like, this is the first ghost he's actually seen while he's not being taken over. Mm-hmm. And so then she has to work with him in a way. So maybe they're, like, driving around and shit with her in the car and shit. I don't know.
I think it works.
At some point, I'm just saying.
Yeah, she should be the reason how they go after this drug ring, because she's, like, young and she died from an overdose or something from this guy's drugs.
Yeah, I think, that could be
and that's ultimately what leads to him investigating further into this.
Yeah, maybe he notices that she's a ghost and he's, like, kind of, like, just doesn't think about it at first. He just sees her in the crowd and stuff sometimes.
Yeah, she's just, like, always there.
Right. And what would this girl, we'll call her Shelly?
Sure, works.
Yeah, so the male prostitute, Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear.
Okay, so they get a call in the cop station after she's being teased and everything like that. And they go to, what do they go to? What crime would it be?
Hotel.
A hotel?
Wait, are we gonna introduce this girl now? As like,
yeah, we're just,
she is?
Yeah, we're gonna, she's like, yeah.
Okay, so then should be where they find her, is in like a hotel room. She's dead.
Okay, yeah, so maybe
overdose.
They found a body that was like a week old or something like that.
Yeah, she's been there for a little while.
Right.
Because the room was paid for like a week. And then the maid came in after the week was up to clean it.
Right, because the thing was on the door or whatever,
Yeah.
and they paid in advance or something.
Yeah, so it's been there for a week. So that's why he's been seeing her this whole time up until this point.
Okay, so then he finds her. Ah, fucking Christ, it stinks in here, you know. She was tied to a bed.
Yeah.
And,
Maybe a needle still in her arm and shit.
right, maybe they find a bag somewhere, like one of the, yeah, whatever it was. She was like, they killed her off maybe because she was going to expose something about them or something like that, but
Yeah.
you find that out later. Maybe like when he enters her, he gets like flashes of their past life and shit like that too. So that'd be interesting.
That could work. Like
Okay.
her boyfriend's like in jail or something, and maybe she was trying to be an informant for the cops and get him out or some shit. I don't know.
Okay.
So now they come across her body, and he sees her again, but now she's in the corner of the room and he sees her in the body. Like, that's who it is. And then she kind of takes over him.
He's like, hey, whoa, who are you? Mm-hmm. But wouldn't there be other cops and shit there? Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's doing his thing again. Mm-hmm. Okay.
They all think it's normal, or weird, but normal. No one's fazed by it.
Yeah,
Like,
so she comes in and she goes into it, like, he's like, look, it's okay. Just, like, how am I seeing you right now?
Yeah.
Like, I never see.
And everybody's like, who are you talking to, Parker?
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know. This is new for me. Yeah, this is new territory. I don't even know. She's like,
You guys don't see her?
he goes into the closet, maybe he trips over something, and then she falls into him or whatever. And then she's like looking at her hands like, am I alive? You know? And he's like, and then he's like sitting on the bed. He's like, yeah, you're in my body. Tell me what's going on here. Mm-hmm. And so she's like facing him, talking on the bed while there's nobody there. You know what I mean? And she's like staring at her body. It's like kind of.
Yeah.
So she tells him that this guy named Rocco, or yeah.
Well, it should be his partner, his cohorts or whatever.
Oh, that's right, because we got Tommy the goofball stooge,
and
Ven the hitman.
Yeah, it should be them that carry it out for him.
She was trying to get a fix, and they tricked her and tied her to the bed and killed her and gave her an overdose on purpose to make it look like
She just OD'd.
yeah,
And
like
they ran
maybe
out of time and
yeah,
didn't cut her.
maybe she's like wasn't tied to the bed. Maybe she just
I
was-
wouldn't tie her because then it looks like murder.
Right, exactly. So they're like, yeah, it looks like we got another overdose, you know, no big deal. And he's like, and that's when she's talking to him and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so Rios is starting to realize that like he's like able to like get information about stuff from some of the dead bodies,
Yeah.
and stuff. And she's like, how are you doing this shit? You know, like what are you doing?
Yeah. So she explains to him what happened.
That she was gonna rat on him.
Yeah, and then
she fell to the will of the fucking heroin because she needed a fix and she hadn't had one in a long time.
yeah, and then they used it to kill her.
Yeah.
And then now she's like, "Can you help me?"
I think they just used regular drugs to kill her.
Yeah, but it's heroin.
Let's not make it too complicated, right?
Yeah, regular overdose.
Regular overdose. She explains to them that they, you know, set her up or whatever and gave her an overdose on purpose and like fucking jacked with the shit and like killed her. She's like, if you test me, I bet you'll find something, you know, in it, whatever. And then, so she's like, I don't know where his hangout is. All I know is that, there's one guy named Tommy and this other guy who's like, I don't know his name, but he's like a fucking scary fucking dude. Like, he doesn't ever say a fucking word hardly ever.
Yeah.
And so then they go to some warehouse that she's told them, not a warehouse, but some sort of, maybe it's even a Chinese restaurant or some sort of restaurant or something.
The back room of it or whatever.
Right, yeah. Like maybe he goes to the restaurant and it's kind of like, fuck, what's that one movie? You ever seen The Golden Child?
No.
Do you know Tommy Chong? I think it would be funny if like it had a restaurant. Maybe it's even a Mexican restaurant. That'd be kind of fun. And he goes in and like everybody's sitting down and like eating, and he's like he comes in and then maybe a ghost takes over his body and starts speaking Spanish or something like that. And he's like fuck, I don't even know what he's saying. Like he could be fucking anything. I don't know. And maybe the ghost gets sick because maybe it makes him a little sick when they enter his body a little bit. So sometimes they want to puke or, you know, and then maybe his body reacts to them entering him a little bit. Every time I say enter him, like shit gets a little weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we got to get some kills and shit in there and stuff like that. Like Rocco, Tommy, Ven. Ven's got to be like this brutal fucking killer and he just fucking annihilates people. Like, all the time. So, and Tommy keeps fucking shit up. So we got to introduce their characters a little bit, side characters somewhere. You know what I mean?
How about we just introduce them in this Mexican restaurant?
No, because that's too quick. They're at the top, other than Rocco.
Well, he doesn't catch him right now.
Maybe I think Ven and Tommy cause a lot of problems, and then they cross paths somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets taken over by someone who speaks Spanish, and he goes to the toilet. That's where the toilet ghost thingy thing is. And he's like, "Fuck, man! And like, really? You're gonna take me in there because you don't feel good?" And then like he's like banging on the door, like, "Hey, can I have my body back now?" Un momento. Anyway, but yeah, like I think it would be interesting if like we get introduced to Tommy and Ven in some other situation, and they have to kill people, or Ven kills people, and Tommy fucks something up. And this is where we see a lot of blood and gore, like, because we got to add some gore and shit in there. And Ven has to do some fucking serious, like, I almost picture Ven being the guy from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And Snatch?
Yes.
What's his name? Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ven. Oh, well, that makes sense, huh? Vinnie Jones. Vinnie Jones. So what situation should they be in? Maybe if they're at a nightclub or something like that, and Tommy goes off the rails because some guy's doing heroin or whatever, and he hasn't paid them yet or something like that, and he's like an underling drug dealer as well for them, and he hasn't paid them yet, so they have to go to collect. Tommy does. And they go to this nice club. He's like, "Oh, hey, this is a nice club, huh? Fucking having fun. What do you think, Ven?" He just nods. You know, they go in, they're playing all kinds of music and everything like that. And I think they shoot some people in the place, and then they do some fucked up shit to the club
Drug
owner.
dealer.
Yeah, club owner, drug dealer guy that works for them and who hasn't paid them up yet.
Yeah. They like torture him, like rip his nails off and shit.
You could tell, like, yeah, like he, like, and they maybe they kill like one of his, like it could be like one of his, like his girlfriend or something in front of them or something like that. And it's really dark. It's kind of fucked up, you know. What it's like, I think he's like starts firing at people in the club and shit like that, and like killing some of the security guards and stuff that they have. And one of the big guys, who's like kind of like a bodybuilder, gets killed, and that's who the guy that enters.
Yeah,
Parker.
I figure the bodybuilder guy, and then the girl, the princess girl,
right,
come from this situation.
Right, that's a good idea. Yeah, but they could be entered separately.
I
or
feel
whatever.
like they ping pong back and forth between those two. Like they keep going back in to his body.
Okay.
While he's in there, so it creates this whole mess of like maybe he's like fighting them 1 minute in the bodybuilder body or bodybuilder spirit, and then all of a sudden he switches to the girl, and then he's like, "Oh my god!" Like,
right? Yeah. Okay.
It's fucking funny.
So
obviously they're responding to the shots fired call.
Well, yeah, but what happens in this club? Like we gotta I wanted to because we gotta talk about some kills. We haven't even killed anybody.
So he shot a couple people, patrons and security guards or whatever.
Right.
And so we can have some sick ass headshots and like head explosions or whatever.
Right. And he's like, and then the other
Someone
guy's
gets
like,
their jaw blown off or whatever.
That'd be cool.
That'd be
okay.
dope.
So then,
he goes,
so the big bodybuilder guy is about to run towards to protect the club owner guy, and Ven just kind of like sticks the gun up against his chin and just pops it. You know what I mean? So he's got like the top of his head's like all fucked up.
Explodes.
Yeah.
Be sweet.
And maybe even when you see him in his ghost form, he's always dripping shit from his neck.
Yeah,
you know what I
cool.
mean? Like from his chin. And then one of the girls who's I don't know if she would be at the club though, because wasn't she supposed to be like a Christian kind of?
So she could just be there with her bad friends.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Like that could be what makes her so pissed off about the whole thing. It's like she shouldn't have been there anyway. Brenda just said I had to check out this club.
They were like, "Yeah, come out."
Now I'm fucking dead. Thanks,
They're
Brenda.
trying to just take a shot, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Just take a fucking shot, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Like it's your first shot. Like have some fun with us.
Stop being such a prude.
So when the guy shoots and the thing it ricochets and hits her in the back of the head, and she's like, "Jesus." Or like something, you know, like something that's like very blasphemous, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Is that what it's like? And she's like, "Hello?
Anyone?"
And
her friends are all
and
dead.
her friends are all running. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be funny
I think
too.
her friends are all dead. She's just like, the fuck?
Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, so then we got the bodybuilder, and okay. So then Tommy and Ven, he's like, "Ven, you know, we got to do something here. Fucking teach him a lesson." And so they strap him upside down on some St. Andrew's cross or something like that, and they're fucking like pulling his pants up or whatever to try to fucking do something to him, and you see him slap on a glove, and it's Yeah. And he's like, all right. The money's in the fucking, what's the pin code? What's the fucking pin code, Jan? Whatever. Forget about it. But they end up stabbing him in the stomach and pulling it down and take all his money anyway.
Yeah, they gut him.
Right. He's like...
Does it eviscerate? No,
it's like, John, you've been doing good for yourself here, huh? Looks like you made, what is this? $5 million. He's like, I think I'll take this and we'll let you go, all right? Thank you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Disembowel, that's the word.
And they disembowel him right there. Yeah. Ven just, like, slices him open. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
And Tommy's like, Ven, what the fuck?
He's like, Jesus fucking Christ, you're dark, man.
We just said we were going to let him go. He's like, oh.
I mean, we would add a lot more parts into this.
This is when he talks, like, very briefly, and he's like, no, I already have my gloves on.
Yeah. He's like, Jesus Christ, you got it in my fucking face. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so now...
You should throw up, this fucking stupid one.
So the shit that Tommy and Ven did kind of fucked up things for Rocco a little bit. Because now Parker and Rios go to that place after the Mexican place or whatever. It could be a day later. They're responding
to the shots fired at the club thing.
There's got to be a part where Parker and Rios, they're kind of at odds with each other because they're different types of cops. She's like by the book, he's not. They have their moment where they meet up and sort of like have their moment together. Doesn't have to be like sexual tension or anything like that. It could be, I don't know.
We'll have their coming together part.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe they just are...
see each other eye to eye.
Yeah, maybe he finally trusts her at some point in time. She saves his life.
Something like that.
Maybe she also fucks up and kills somebody that she shouldn't. And that's when one of the criminal bad guys, like, gets into his body and tries to choke her or something. Yeah, and she doesn't know whether to shoot him or not because she's, like, finally understands.
It's like internal conflict.
Right. I think that would be kind of interesting. So there's, like...
just bond their characters together.
So they go to the club. They figure that out. That night, they go out, have a fucking... This could be a couple of days later after the Mexican thing, at the Mexican restaurant where he goes and takes his shit, the ghost and all of that. That's kind of stupid, but whatever.
Who cares?
So they go to the club. They, the bodybuilder gets in him and won't leave him alone, and he keeps following him around everywhere. And so, like, when they go to eat that night... Like, he just starts eating the food really fast, you know what I mean? Because he's, like, really big dude.
He, like, breaks his glass with his hands.
Right. Maybe some guys, like, making fun of him at another booth. And, sorry. While him and Rios are out, and they get into a scuffle because of it, because the bodybuilder's talking shit. The security guard bodybuilder is talking shit. So this is the moment where they're bonding over stuff, and then, like...
Shifts.
Right. So, yeah, maybe they go to the restaurant that night, and the guy won't leave him alone, and he keeps jumping into his body every now and then, and she, like, will ask him a question, and he'll be like, oh, hello, how are you today? It's nice to meet you. Like, whatever. Maybe he's, like, Russian. Russian bodybuilder. Is this just like a movie that I'm just trying to practice my skills at talking in different voices,
accents?
I think? Yeah. Okay, so fast forward, they go to the restaurant that night. They find out some more information from the bodybuilder who tries to take over him and is always kind of like, like flexing and shit like that. And it's like, and he's trying to hit on Rios. So it's kind of like this weird, she sees it as him.
Yeah, but it's not.
Right. They almost get into a bar fight, and the guy kind of like... The bodybuilder's in his body while he's eating. He's like, slow down there, big boy, huh? You having a good meal, huh? And the bodybuilder's like, what? Like, he's like, you got a problem or something? And they get into a scuffle, and then, like, you see how powerful. And so then, I don't know. It'd just be interesting. But then he gets some more information from this bodybuilder guy. So they track him down to Tommy's pad or something like that. Tommy and Ven, obviously.
Yeah. So he somehow ends up there. I don't, like, whatever information he gets, he ends up discovering, like, where they are or where they live or where they work out of or something.
And Tommy's a real scumbag, too.
Yeah.
Ven just protects him because Rocco told him to, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy's just like the cousin.
So maybe, like, Tommy's doing some, like, he's got, like, a room full of girls or something like that, and they're doing something weird to him. Putting shit in his ass or something like that.
Perfect.
And he's in a very exposed
Butt
moment.
stuff.
Yeah. And these girls are all like kind of like paid to be there because Tommy could never score anything. So they're all like some sort of like high paid escorts or something like that.
Yeah.
So Parker and Rios come in, and you hear a squeaky toy in his ass or something like that. Maybe he's like, oh, hold on, guys, and then he falls. Like he sits down, you hear a squeak. That's a bit much, but and he's like, oh Jesus. Like, go easy, I'm fucking naked here, Jesus Christ. They find him there, and then the girl gets into him, and she's like, that's a moment where she's talking to Tommy, but how do they get around? So maybe wouldn't Ven try to fight him or something like that?
Maybe he's not there.
Oh, maybe Ven gets into Parker.
How? When did he die?
Maybe that's when they're going there, she kills Ven.
Oh, that'll work.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so Ven is like, figures out and gets into his body. He's like, no, don't kill him. And because it's a situation where she or Parker is going to die if she doesn't kill him. Mm-hmm. And he's like, don't kill him. But she kills him anyway. Maybe they subdue Ven before they get to Tommy, who Tommy's like, Ven, I told you not to come in, and that's when he, they punch him in the face and he falls back. You hear the squeaky, the butt toy.
The butt toy.
Yeah, and then that Ven's subdued, right? But he gets out of the restraints somehow, and that's when she shoots him.
Yeah, because he's coming to attack Parker.
Right. So they try to so that's when the girl enters him. Yeah, that's perfect because she followed him and got in the car or something like that on the way over to Tommy's or whatever because she's pissed about how they took over. And this girl, maybe this girl was even one of Rocco's girls, and she loved him at some point, and he turned her into some sort of sex junkie slave, because he didn't want her to go away, but he didn't give a shit about her or something like that. So she's kind of in the story all the way up to the very end or whatever, but she enters his body to talk to Tommy and tell him, why the fuck would you do this, Tommy? And he's like, who are you?
Yeah.
Parker, what are you, a fucking, and she would say, she's like, it's me. What's the ghost girl's name? Did we ever have?
Oh, I don't think we did. Gina.
So Gina, she tells him the story, and she finally says, Tommy, I know you know who I am, blah, 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 and says something. He's like, how the fuck did you know this shit? Mm-hmm. It's because I am Gina, you stupid piece of shit. And you see Parker on the outside seeing the guy get out of his restraints. He's like, I need my body. And then Rios saves him by killing Ven in some scuffle. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or something. And she shoots him. And he's like, no, don't kill him. And that's when he gets into his body and Rios and him have a fight.
Yeah.
And she wants to shoot him or whatever, but somehow Parker finds a way to pull Ven out of her body to protect her. Does that make sense?
Yep. This works.
Obviously, we got to get to the fucking Rocco warehouse or whatever the fuck he is. Some sort of stereotypical fucking party, or stereotypical fucking
He's just at,
warehouse.
In a VIP area somewhere.
Well, I don't mean a club. I mean, a stereotypical, drug warehouse, Yeah.
Yeah. Like a meatpacking district or some shit.
But he's obviously got to fight a bunch of other fucking guys, right?
Mm-hmm. More violence.
So maybe the fucking bodybuilder comes back and helps him.
Yeah.
So now he's getting maybe all these different ghosts are entering him to do their special.
All the ones we've met so far.
Right. Yeah. They're all trying to get their dues.
Yeah.
And enter him while he's fighting and also shooting and all these blades. But we got to do some serious kills here, some serious murder, some sort of gory graphic ways to die.
Okay, so
maybe the bodybuilder enters Parker and he starts charging and knocking guys over railings and shit, and one of them falls into some fucking the tumbler that not the tumbler but the one that chops up the fucking heroin or whatever, and it just sprays him and chops up his body and shit, and you see limbs and shit popping around.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool. What else?
Let's see, we can snap a neck over a railing. Bodybuilder dude could literally just pick someone up and break their back over his knee.
I think he should smash someone's face on something.
Smash someone's head straight into the ground and just make it explode.
Maybe it's the railing and he just smashes it so hard.
Dents it into
it.
You
see his whole face and it just squirts out blood.
Perfect.
That would be fucking fun. I think Parker should get hurt and Rios too. It's not an easy fight.
No, they both should get pretty hurt. Not they're gonna die hurt, but seriously injured.
I think Rocco sends everybody out, and he's
broken limbs.
He should be in this one bulletproof room of some sort,
Like a panic room?
Right. Some sort of like, well, like he can see out of it, but they can't get in real easily.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, just like bulletproof glass.
So like he after hour like however long it is of them fighting like John Wick style, like running through, Rios is into him. What would Rios be doing in this particular time? They call for backup and shit like that. What would she do? Was there anything special? Would she get caught and like maybe it'd be a situation where he has to save her now? Because she saved him before.
That's true. That could work. So then one of the bad guys grabs her and maybe they take her into that bulletproof room with Rocco.
Okay.
And then he has her and now he's going to kill her.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that works. Maybe, yeah, like maybe one of the guys like get her and then he's like fighting and that's when, yeah, okay. Okay. So, but how does he get in there and like how does he protect her at the same time?
I think that Gina should enter Parker and somehow seduce Rocco into letting him into the room.
Maybe just I don't think seduce would be
brain.
Weird.
Well, not sexually,
because it's
but
technically
I mean, like
Parker, and he would be like, "What the fuck?"
Well, yeah, but somehow convinces him. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I don't know how he's gonna get in there. So I feel like he somehow convinces him to let him.
What
in.
if she gets into his head and starts talking about something really intimate that only Gina would know?
Yeah.
And that he told her, and he's like, "How the fuck are you fucking?" And she's sedated, and maybe he's like, "You know what? Maybe we could do something to shut you the fuck up." Mm-hmm. And maybe he starts shooting her up with heroin or something like that. And so it's like kind of dramatic or whatever, but she somehow gets out of the situation, and it's a combination of Parker, maybe even the bodybuilder, Gina, and
Parker.
Wait, you said Gina would be entering in who?
Parker.
Oh, but why would they both be in that room?
Rios is in the room with him.
Yeah.
Parker's on the outside trying to get in.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So, okay, while he's talking to him through some microphone or whatever, he gets into that guy's head and he's like, "You want to fuck with me? All right, I'm going to fuck with your partner." You know, like whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's when she somehow, in her drug-induced state, forced drug-induced state, she somehow like throws heroin in his face or something like that. And I don't know. There's got to be, how would they get in the room?
Maybe one of those goons was packing a bazooka somewhere and he finds it.
Right.
The bodybuilder guy finds it.
There you go.
Or no, the gay prostitute guy finds it.
I was honest. Oh shit! Yeah,
that'd be funny. What's this do? And it just blows up the whole fucking.
Yeah, like he shoots it to the left and it like blows something up.
Yeah.
And then he shoots it at the sugar bear, the male prostitute, gets into Parker and shoots the wall.
I got this, honey.
Yeah, I got this. Oh, Gina, listen, I got this, honey. And he shoots the rocket into the window, and she dives into like a locker or something like that to try to protect herself. Mm-hmm. And it ends up hurting her anyway because they shot a fucking bazooka at the fucking window.
Shrapnel.
Yeah. But maybe it's like the glass, like part of the glass or whatever, has decapitated his head partially. You know what I mean? And it's just,
fuck.
Yeah, like
hanging on by.
And he's like trying to keep him alive
some
or whatever,
muscle.
So he doesn't like get into
his body.
Yeah.
So fuck.
So she knocks him out or something like that to get Rocco out of his body. Maybe he jumps in. Rocco jumps into Parker's body. What do you think?
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah. I mean, keep in mind, guys, we didn't want to go demonic because the last GravePlots we did was about demons in a prison. So we wanted to try to avoid something like that. I would have loved to take it a little bit more supernatural, but maybe that's for the sequel.
That's just spirits right now.
Right.
Excuse me.
So what would be a interesting tagline for this movie? Like, yes, no? Like, I don't know. What's on a Ouija board? You know what I mean?
Well, the only words that are on there are yes and no.
Wouldn't it be something like
A through Z?
Summoning a prosecution or some stupid shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like something...
Summoning justice.
Yeah. Yes!
Ouija Cop. Summoning justice. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Brilliant.
Okay, yeah, summoning justice.
Finally got a good one.
Guys, this was a tough one, actually. I mean,
Well, it's hard to make it, like, interesting and not totally stupid.
Right, in like 45 minutes to, well, pretty much an hour at this point.
Dope fucking name for a movie, though.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool, dude. So thank you, Blues, for fucking giving us that. And good luck, Alex, on the trailer and the sound effects.
Yeah,
And
I don't think anyone's going to be mad at you if you don't bang a trailer out for this one.
Well, I think I can make it work. It's just going to take a lot of work. And I hope you guys fucking watch it. Please do, because, man... Or share it with somebody. Jesus Christ, if I do.
It's a lot.
We got a lot going on in the house right here, to be honest with you guys. So I don't like leaving gaps in my creativity like that. So it's going to be tough for me not to do one. You know what I mean?
Damn it.
So I will do it in somehow, some way. But what did you guys think of this story? As we always say, we never know what's going to happen. We never know how we're going to end it. We never know how well it's going to turn out or anything like that. Did you enjoy this one? Obviously, if we had time to sit down and write a full one, we would fill in a lot of the errors and things and like come up with better things, obviously. But for the gist of a concept of a movie, I think it's pretty fairly awesome.
Someone's going to turn this into a movie.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got the fucking intellectual rights.
Bitch.
So...
Summoning justice is my idea.
Right. Summoning justice.
Oh my God.
One ghost at a time.
I love it so much. Summoning justice.
Would it be summoning justice one ghost at a time?
That could work. I like just Ouija Cop, summoning justice.
I think it's probably better, yeah.
Well, summoning justice, one ghost at a time.
I'm going to have to figure out a way how we're going to fucking...
I think just summoning justice works. But if you need to add one ghost at a time at the end, if you feel like it works better, that's fine too.
Or maybe I'll just put it in quotes, like summoning justice in like the breakdown of what the movie's about. One ghost at a time afterwards, you know what I mean? Anyway, guys, you got to let us know what you think of this. Blues, I hope we did it justice and it summoned some sort of laughter out of you. So, but thank you, guys. If you want to submit some of your own fake movie titles, try to look it up on IMDb. Make sure it's not already been taken because we do reviews of movies and I wouldn't want people to overlap it and be confused by it if they're looking for a review. So try to come up with something original that you think would be fun. You can always go to imdb.com and check it out. But if you want to submit a movie title to us, do one or two, no more than two, please. Just go to longlivethevoid.com and check out our contact section and it'll say GravePlot idea. Just click that in the drop down menu and we'll get it and we'll add it to our fucking crystal skull with diamond eyes. And if we pick yours, we'll make up a cover, a trailer. Just let us know what you think about all of this, and thanks you guys so much for coming by this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. We'll be back next Monday for a brand new episode, and as always,
stay weird, monsters.
Listening to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. Tune in every Monday for a brand new episode.